Well, we got two hires, we got three potentials. So, and we also got a giveaway, possibly. It's a lot to process right this second. And I mean, you know what? Let's just get straight to it.
What's up, man? Check out Off the Bench. Anytime you get a trade. Hey, Off the Bench, it's 89. Check it out.
What up? What's good? What's happening? It's your boy Big Herb here, and welcome to another episode of Off the Bench. We are on the road to 1,000 subs, and if you seen the last episode, we cracked the 300 subs mark. So, guys, yeah, we still got a long way to go. We got 795 to get there because we're at 305 right now, and I appreciate you guys being on the ride with us. So, if you can do me a solid, hit that like, hit that, go ahead and state your comments in the comment section, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you can be abreast. Yes, you can be abreast of what's next on Off the Bench, because help us grow so we can do more. Whew. So before we go any further, man, let's go into the comment section real quick. Willis Reed, drum roll. Big E, big homie Herb. He also says take home the done with the okay. I gotta figure what you were saying. Lil C White in the comment section. Yo, what up, Big Herb? How's it going, my brother? Everything's going well, man. Prepping myself for this whole entire weekend with the whole entire blizzard that's going to be affected. It just seems like with the blizzard, it's going to affect us every 10 years. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, you had the blizzard in 96. What's the name? There was a blizzard in 03 when I was in high school. There was another one in, I think it was 2010. And now here we are with this weekend. They're calling for almost 20 inches of snow. Yeah, it's a lot to process because with my job, I still might have to actually go on this weekend. But hey, I'm looking at it extra overtime and extra money in my pocket, so I can help us grow too. But there's a lot of news going on that started off earlier this week that I want to get into. And shout out to Dan Graziato with the tweet. He says, sources. Commanders are naming Darnell Stapleton offensive line coach, and Shane. I hope I'm pronouncing this name right. So I'm for the rest of the pod, I'm going to be calling him Shane, but Shane Tube as assistant O-line coach. Promotions from both for both. He also says that Stefan has worked closely with the new offensive coordinator David Blau, and has been a big part of Washington's game planning and protection plans for the last 2 years. So, I mean, with this hire of both of them, originally I was thinking like, well, what's the whole entire deal with them being with him being hired? Because I thought we were going to reach out and go and look out further. But you know what? After further like sitting down and thinking about it, with the whole entire firing of Bobby Johnson. And I feel like we got to go ahead. We have to say, OG Bobby Johnson. But with the firing of him, I honestly think it was more so of a scheme situation where he had to get rid of him, because that was probably one of the best units in the whole entire team, the offensive line. Let me go into the comment section real quick before we go on any further. Herb, if you need to come hang down in the south side of Richmond for a few days, I'll come school. Also says, hey, real talk with the F have weed not in not interview Al Harris way earlier than we had. We're going to get into that because I have to. We're getting to that, and I know that so I have to go ahead and say we're gonna hold off on that one because that one is definitely coming. Yeah. Y'all on one with this one. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. I have to get because I wasn't able to address this earlier this week, so I got to go ahead and talk about this real quick just to get it out the way. Real quick, JP Finley also tweeted. After the departure of Bobby Johnson, the Commanders are keeping their offensive line coaches in-house with promotions. It's a young staff, but sources say that their strong alignment on offense and relationships with the new OC, David Blau. And this is what I was thinking about as far as like just doing my research on David Blau. Darnell Stapleton. Stapleton was a starter at guard for 3 years with the Steelers when they went to the Super Bowl and won. I believe that was 2008. But then he went to the coaching college ranks. His last stop in college was 2022. He was the Florida Gators for 2 years. Then joined the Commanders on the coaching staff in 2024. Now, I will go ahead and say this. They were the Florida Gators were in a situation where it was like, damn, we gotta go and find an offensive line coach. But it wasn't like they were like, oh my God, we have to go ahead. It was because they basically he took the job in February. So it was like, damn, we got to find an offensive line coach. And it turned out he was actually doing pretty good for Florida's offensive line. Then he went ahead and joined us last year in 2024 as the assistant to Bobby Johnson. So with that, I mean, yeah, it's you keeping the guy in the house. He has experience. He's played the game, so he knows the ins and outs. But the main thing about Shane was a quality control coach last year, and then it was he got promoted to an assistant offensive line coach. So we're keeping him in house, like we said earlier. But the reason why I think the whole entire situation with Bobby Johnson being fired, Bobby Johnson ran the gap scheme for offensive line, where Stapleton, he's going to be running more of a zone read scheme, which is why they're trying to go ahead and change up it was a difference of schemes more than skill. Because if you want to go by skill, yes, Bobby Johnson was the best one on it because this was one of the strongest units on his team. So, but I understand because you had to go ahead and change it up because we're going a different route. David Blau, if you looked at my channel or anybody else's channel, he is definitely he's going to switch it up because he's a mixture of Ben Johnson, Cliff Kingsbury, a little bit of Kyle Shanahan. He's got a little bit of everybody's plays. So it's gonna, and then you want to try to get Jaden to be under center a little bit more this year, because if you don't know, when you go under center, it opens it up the offense up a little bit more. It's not just because, hey, we're just trying to keep it traditional or whatever. It's more so like, hey, it's going to open it up for everybody. You're going to unlock Jaden Daniels when you really get a chance to actually let him do this offense. So getting into the next one, well, it was fun while it lasted, but it looks like Brian Flores signed his contract with the Minnesota Vikings as the defensive coordinator, but he is also still looking for head coaching hires if available. What does that mean, Herb? Well, yeah, the whole entire situation with that is like, well, we ain't got a chance to get him because he's going to, and I mean, if you look at it from his point of view, why would I leave an organization that has every single thing that I need to manifest a great defense when the pieces are here in Minnesota? My linebackers are moving around great. I could set up the scheme the way I want. I have every single thing that I could possibly want as a defense coordinator. but I also want a job as a head coach. And if it wasn't for the lawsuit that he has against the NFL, I think he would have been a head coach by now. Honestly, I think that Hornet's job with the Steelers is probably the best one. But if you have a lawsuit with the NFL, I don't think you're going to be a head coach anytime soon. They're going to keep his ass in there as a defensive coordinator. But I digress. I think that's just the way that it is. We had a shot, but we really didn't at the end of the day when you think about it. Because why would you leave a better situation when we don't have all of you? You're going to have the only way to get him to come here was going to be an endless amount of money. And let's just keep it real because we don't have the pieces over here. So go ahead and do that. Just want to go into the comment section real quick. One second. Hope that we keep going. Young staff, let DQ be the elder statesman, pretty much. Sean G says, our O-line suck for real. We need somebody from the old day Hogs to coach them up. Actually, we were a top 5 offensive line this year, Sean. But I mean, that's your opinion, and I'm not going to knock you for it. So I mean, hey. Also, Big E says Stapleton was a head scratch for me. Is he really like that? Seems like a lot of pressure on him. Also, he says, Herb, if Blau is the shit, if teams is humming on a couple years, do you get rid of him for DQ to keep him as the young hot head OC? You know what? I just want to get to a point to where we could just get the 10 wins and then worry about that. Not trying to deflect from the question. You would have to be really good, and DQ would have to do some astronomical fuck ups in order for you to get rid of him. So, I mean, that's my thoughts on it as far as like if you get someone, because I don't want to think too deep into the future. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the last 30 years as a Commander fan ain't really been that good to where we was like, oh, we got a hot OC over here that we need to keep and fire the head. I mean, other than McVay, yeah, we let him go. But I mean, honestly, if we're trying to be a progressive franchise, those guys are gonna leave regardless. And I mean, yeah, Jay Gruden, I would have let him go to keep McVay. But I mean, the likelihood of that actually happening in the NFL is kind of slim. I don't see that playing out. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just want to get to a point to where we're fighting to get back to the playoffs and actually manufacturing a good run. Manufacturing a good run. Because I'm looking at it like now, I mean, if you look at all the quarterback play in the playoffs right this second. Now, granted, that was last year compared to this year. The quarterback play ain't really been that good. Where if you put up JD5's last year's QBR compared to everybody else that's out here right now, the whole entire playoffs, he be the top one. If I'm not mistaken, I think JD's was like 85 point something, and then the top one this year was like 78, and I think that was by Sam Darnold. So I mean, it's like something to really like, hey, JD that guy. And the fact that he has to play perfect in order to go ahead and actually do something with this team, it's damn. It really saddens me because I mean, I think that we do need to go ahead and try to get the whole entire situation with trying to get some help over here for my man JD5. Sean also says they said Blau was one who called that play with Crowder. Yes, he was. He definitely was the guy. He's made Blau has made a couple plays. I remember there was a trick play. They said that he ran in Detroit. He gave to the coaches, and the coaches used it, and it went down. It went all to perfection. Blau's also like Sean said, he went ahead and had the touchdown play, the game-winning touchdown play against the Eagles when JD5 threw it to Jamison Crowder. I think he's going to be fine in this league. He's going to have the one thing that I do warn everybody though. Guys, this is his first time actually calling plays. So it's going to take time. He's going to have his bumps on the road. He's going to have a little bit of failure here and there. But you have to be patient with this one. Now, if he's a clusterfuck and we're like 8 weeks in and he's not even doing anything right, yeah, it's time to panic. But he's going to have those bumps in the road where he's trying because this is his first time actually play calling. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure which coaches are going to be in the Senior Bowl as far as doing the coaching, but some of our guys will be in the Senior Bowl or the East West Shrine Bowl game. So look forward to that. When I get some more information, I will present it to you guys. Lastly, Big E says it just sucks the way the NFL is unless your head coach is a good play caller. People get poached left and right. Where's the loyalty of staying on the staff for 3 years as a coordinator? My thing is this. I mean, because if you have a great coach, then this is the nature of the beast. I mean, because you want to, I mean, you look at it like this. If you're a great worker at your job and you want to get that promotion, so yeah, I mean, eventually people are going to start coming over there and saying like, hey, I want to get a new position. It pays more. So, I mean, yeah, you go ahead and try to get that at the end of the day. But my thing is this. If we're moving forward and we're going to start getting these where these guys are getting promoted and going on to different teams and then flourishing elsewhere, that means that you're a great staple in your organization. I look at it as far as like with the coaching trees. You look at the whole entire thing with Belichick. Now, although Belichick's coaching tree was shit, because I mean every single person who's left has eventually gotten fired and everything, but hey, it's still a coaching tree. And he came from the Parcells coaching tree. And I think that one was pretty decent in his own because, I mean, you had, what's his name? If I'm not mistaken, I want to say Nick Saban was on his staff when he was with the Giants and he was under Belichick. So, I mean, I think that if I'm right, I think that's where anybody who knows, please put it in the comment section. But then you look at the Shanahan tree. You got McVay. You have what's the name? What's my man's that just got Mike Macdonald. You have another one who with what's the name? LaFleur. You have KOC in Minnesota. All these big names came from the Shanahan tree. So, I mean, and if you're doing good, like I would say up until this year, the San Francisco 49ers has been doing very well. I mean, hell, I'm even looking at it like this. The last two hires that they had, David Saleh just got another promotion, having a great defense with the 49ers, and he got promoted. He got hired as the Tennessee Titans. You look at what's my man's name? Houston. Houston got their head coach who's under Shanahan. So, I mean, if you're a great coaching tree, that just happens. That's the nature of the beast. And although, yeah, you want loyalty for them to stay, but at the same time, this is why you want to grow. And like I said on this time, many times before with this YouTube channel, we want to grow. We want to make some money. So without further ado, let's get into the sponsor. So let me fill you in on W. W is a powdered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains 0 maltodextrin, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and is no proprietary blends. The star of the show is our caffeine fruit extract, which helps you focus with no jitters or no crashes. Can't even front, man. This is a pretty tasty beverage. I recommend that you go online to w.com to go ahead and get your own shake-up bottle, your own Japanese energy blend that they have on here. This one, Japanese yuzu, like I said before. You can go on and get different type of flavors that they have on there and go ahead and order yours. And here's the thing, when you go on there, go ahead and type in the promo code ODBHTTC for 10% off on all your products. Be sure to get the dub with W. Shout out to my man Big E. So I gotta say, before we go any further with that, I've been doing a lot of overtime, so I need a whole bunch of energy just to get me to go. And I have to say, this is not just me just going ahead and just spitting games, so I can get y'all to pay to get this product. The energy that I've been getting off of W has actually been really satisfying. I work a lot. I'm starting to get my body back in shape to try to work out a little bit more. And it's giving me the boost that I need as far as with just a boost of energy. I don't have any, I'm not crashing. I don't have any jitters. I'm not sitting there just like doing all that extra mess. I actually feel pretty damn good whenever I hit that W. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hit that joint right before I go to work. So this way I got some energy to go when I go to work today. And also go in there and get your 10% off with the promo code ODBHTTC. So let's get into the next point of the topics today. The defensive coordinator choices. So with the Hornsby situation that has been going on, because we need to find us a DC, defensive coordinator, for the team, because we're getting close to the end of the year. Super Bowl is just 3 weeks away. Then we have the whole entire free agency. We need to know exactly what are we going to be doing as far as what philosophies will we having on defense. What exactly are we going to be thinking about doing on defense? And there are 3 candidates, really, for me, 2 that I really want, that we still have to go ahead and look at. And I'm kind of torn in between this. And before we go any further, I got to give a shout out to my main man, Rick. He's been on the show before. Not only is he a friend of the show, that's my road dog, also my partner on my other podcast, Gamma Blurs. He has said, we had a conversation last night, and we were talking about the whole entire, the whole entire state of the team. We was talking about Ruben Bain, like, hey, do you think he's a good person to pick up and all that other stuff? And by the way, we're going to go ahead and get into that. We're going to have a mock draft soon. I want to kind of wait until the end of the season, or at least before the Super Bowl, so we know at least who's the last 2 teams, and the draft placement will be taking place from there. I was talking to him. I said, I'm also hearing a lot about Carl Scott. What do you think? He said he likes Al Harris. But I also was thinking as far as like, well, the one thing that I love about these 2 guys, that they're innovative. One creates turnovers and everything, but also we're looking at the fact that it's just like there's not enough. They don't have enough experience. And the one thing that they have been clamoring over is that you got to have experience. You got to have experience in order to run this D. We want to have a guy that runs with experience. And then now that I think about it, after Rick told me, he was like, I said I like him too, but at the same time, like I said, I wanted the experience. He said, end quote, see, that's the first problem. That's the first mistake. Listening to the coaches and organizations' words and not their actions. They want someone who they're comfortable with first, and then the other stuff comes on later. So, and I had to think about that for a hot second, and he's actually right, because actions speak louder than words. Yeah, I want to go ahead and get somebody that with experience, but also you got to look at that track record that's out there, and you also got to look at their actions at the end of the day, because you could sit there and say, yeah, well, I want this. But if you're going to those other guys who's like, yeah, he probably ain't got that much experience, but at the same time, that just looks like a great candidate right there. So you look at as far as like a lot of the people who they have been interviewing, they don't have a lot of experience. Majority of them don't have a lot of experience as a defensive coordinator. Now, I was going to get into 3. You know, I'll do 3. For starters, John Gannon. And I'm just going to keep it quick because he was not only was he's the Cardinals head coach, he was the Eagles defensive coordinator the time they went to the Super Bowl. the first time against the Chiefs, but they lost. His defense is pretty basic as far as just running. He doesn't have any unique scheme runs that he does. It's pretty basic. It's like, hey, my 4 front linemen, we're going to rush the passer. We're going to go ahead and let the pass rush dictate every single thing else. We ain't got the talent for that. So I need you to be innovative. Think of other things to do it. But he also brings head coaching experience. That whole entire defensive, when he was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, they had over 70 sacks that year. Every single one of their starting linemen had over 10 sacks on that team. So, I mean, it's if you don't have that talent, then you're not gonna be that great as far as when it comes to that whole entire situation. As far as like planning, how are you gonna send exotic schemes to a young quarterback or the quarterbacks in this league right now? You got to bring something. You got to have a bag. I just don't see John Gannon as having a bag. If he was hired, I mean, okay, I'm not excited, but he has experience as running the defense. 1 second, just looking at some of the comments real quick. What was that? Herb, what's the deal with the chainsaws on the Chainsaw Man? If you're in the anime, because they do a partnership with Crunchyroll. Just if you're in the anime, one of the guys on there, his name is Chainsaw Man. It's actually a really good show. Go and check it out. Also, Herb, you're telling 315 on the bench for a smooth 15. I ain't got that type of energy. I'm old. I don't think you need that much experience. I think it's a deep knowledge of the game. I agree with you there, Sean. I think that it's more so like, how could you post up an actual game plan and make this thing work? I personally think is the game plan more than anything. And this is where I get to my final two, who I'm more excited about being the defensive coordinator for this team. First off, Carl Smith. He's the Seahawks defensive D-back coaching, DB's coach and passing game coordinator. Last Wednesday, he was interviewed. They haven't made a second interview with him yet. I'm hoping because it's him and Al Harris as my 1A, 1B, and I'm gonna get to the reason why. Number one, he's young and up and coming with Carl Smith. He develops the defensive backs. And if you know, on this team, we need to develop these defensive backs so bad because we are ass in that department. He doesn't have a lot of play calling experience, but he does have some. And the reason why he has some is because on third downs last year, he was a whiz. And guess what? They had him calling third down plays all year last year. Why the fuck not bring him on here as far as like, hey, we were one of the worst third down teams in the league last year. Why not bring him on? Also, this dude has worked with Nick Saban in Alabama. He's worked with Mike McDonald. He's worked with Mike Zimmer and Pete Carroll. So the knowledge is running deep. He knows the game in and out. There's a video out there where he's doing I think it's like a seminar on how to coach defenses and everything like that. And it was actually kind of amazing. Like I said, he's a third down whiz. Could bring over some defensive backs from Seattle because a lot of them are on their last deal. So I mean, on their the end of their deal on their rookie contract. But he doesn't have a connection with DQ, which is honestly, I think is a good thing because it's also showing me that DQ is not just going to sit there. Oh, if I ain't got a connection with you, I ain't going to try to hire you. I think if you look at the whole entire situation, you got to think outside the box. And you got to go ahead and look at those guys who actually are a good fit for the situation. It may not be, you may have to go to somewhere else to go in and find that person who can help you get over the hump. Yeah, you have experience with us. You got great what's the name, relationships with guys around the league. But sometimes you may have to tap into other guys that you don't know. And I think that's a good thing. Now, the person who I honestly think is going to get the job because he has connections with DQ, Al Harris. Al Harris is the DB coach with the passing game coordinator with the Bears. First things first, you got to look at back when he was actually in Dallas. When he was in Dallas, he was the DB's coach over there as well. DQ wanted to bring him on when he came over here. So it's something to look at. Like there is a connection. And when he was on the same team, if you remember when Dallas was when they were both there, Dallas had the best turnover ratio in football. You had Diggs, you had what's the other dude's name, Bland, and they were top notch, turning over, getting interception after interception after interception after interception. I think what's the name? Diggs had like 10. He had 10 interceptions that one year. Bland had 5 interceptions returned for a touchdown, broke the NFL record for that, and that's all because Harris was there. Because as soon as he left, they were nowhere to be fucking found. You look at that defense now; they suck on Dallas, and I'm not just saying that because they're our heated rivals. They actually suck on defense. Bland has nowhere to be found, and they let go of Diggs. It ain't no shot at them. It's like it is what it is. Proof's in the pudding. Al Harris is that guy. Because you even look at it as far as like when he went over to the Bears, you got the first things first. Wherever he goes, he leads the team or he leads the league or he's top 5 with turnovers. Not only is he a DB developer, but he does more with less. Now, you look at the whole entire situation with Carl Scott in Seattle, they actually have pretty good talent over there. They really ain't got shit over there as far as talent-wise when it comes to these DBs over here. I saw a post on a tweet, and I should have came over there and wrote the guy's name. It was a Bears fan. I know we really ain't fucking with Bears right now, but at least he was honest because he was saying, like, dude, I'm going to be mad as hell when Al Harris is gone because he basically turns a lot of their guys who are, like, retreads or practice squad or guys who just really ain't that good, and he turns them into stars. Every single guys, they force turnovers like hell. Now, here's the thing also with him. Yes, he doesn't have play calling experience, but hey, if you know the game and you actually are doing really good at it, at some point you got to somebody's got to go. You got to get an opportunity, and DQ usually does give people opportunities. He does look like the next in line come up coaching through the coaching staff. He turned a bad Bears secondary into the third best secondary in the game. Last year, the Bears were tied at 19 in the league in interceptions. Then flipped them to the first in the league when it comes to interceptions. First in opponents' turnover margin in the game. Third in takeaways a game. Third in giveaways a game. Second in opponents' interceptions thrown percentage. And he has that connection with DQ. So, and even as far as just looking at it with with defensive coordinator experience, now I'm not saying that these guys are the top notch at it, but you got DQ there as a defensive coordinator, and you also have what's my man's linebackers coach, Ken Norton Jr. as somebody who can help him be hey, I haven't really called plays, so he could coach him on like, hey, this is how you should run plays, but do it in your own unique way. So, I mean, I think that these two guys with Al Harris and Carl Scott, I like these two as the top two when it comes to actually being DCs in DC. I like DC and DC. I kind of like that. Yes, but no, seriously. I think the I think they're honestly going to probably go with Al Harris in the long run, mainly because the experience, not the experience, but the connection there. I don't think it's a bad hire. I also don't think that Carl Scott is a bad hire as well. I mean, shit, you look at what they dismantled the 49ers, just keeping them to, 12 points the last 3 games that they had, last 2 or 3 games that they had. I mean, they just, that deep, dude, that whole entire game as far as with the Seahawks in San Fran. San Fran had no chance. And I'm even going to go into the first 12 seconds of the game where they returned the kick. They got the 7 points, and that was it. Because the defense was swarming all over the place to the point to where it's, hey, you're only going to get 6 points today. Go and pack your bags. Go back to Santa Clara. That defense looks amazing. I would love to go ahead and have Carl Scott on this team. But also, I wouldn't mind have Al Harris coming through to go ahead and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Al Harris has one of my favorite is one of my favorite playoff plays in history to end the game. If you remember in I think it was 2003, you had the whole entire situation where the Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers were playing in the playoffs. They went to overtime, and Matt Hasselbeck said his famous words, "We're going to get the ball and we're going to win. We're going to score." Oh, he scored all right, because 4 plays into the overtime, he throws an interception to Al Harris, and Al Harris takes that shit to the house. One of the funniest moments in playoff history. I love it, and we have Al Harris to thank for that one. Yeah, so that's always it always gives me a chuckle. But the last topic of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Anthony Lynn possibly going to be gone? There was a tweet by Adam Schefter, said former Bills assistant head coach and current Commanders run game coordinator Anthony Lynn is a finalist for the Buffalo Bills head coaching job in 2027 that went to Sean McDermott. He's scheduled to have an interview for the Bills head coaching job Saturday, per league sources. Back in 2017, Lynn landed the Chargers head coaching job instead and posted a 33-31 record in the midst of the team's relocation to LA. Since then, Lynn has studied under coaches such as Dan Campbell, Kyle Shanahan, and Dan Quinn. Also, this would be a major blow to the team if he actually leaves, but because he has the coaching experience on the offensive side, because a lot of the guys who's coming in, they don't have a lot of experience. This will be a major blow, but there is one thing that I have to point out there. Shout out to We Want Dallas. He tweeted, Washington would receive 2 compensatory 3rd-round picks, one in 2026 and one in 2027, if Buffalo were to hire Lynn as their head coach, as a minority head coaching candidate that has been on the Commanders staff for the last 2 years. So you want to have somebody on the team with experience as an offensive coordinator. You want somebody on your team that has experience to go ahead and help you get through these times and everything. But also, we have to look at it like this. If Anthony Lynn is gone, yeah, it'd be a shot to our team, but also we could get some picks, 2 3rd-round picks. It's not a bad idea when you think about it. And Lord knows we need all the draft picks that we can get. So, looking in the comment section, Big Sean says, if Bills give him that job, he's definitely leaving, without a shadow of a doubt. I sure as hell think he is going to leave. Big E says, For 2 third-round picks, go ahead and get him a PJ to take give him the private jet to take that head coaching job. We desperately need picks who we draft with them in that case, like his personality a lot. I do like Anthony Lynn. I think it would be a blow to the running backs room because, I mean, you look at Bill. Bill actually was playing really good this year. I think now, granted, they weren't stars in that running backs room, but they were productive. You look at what's the name? C-Rod. I like C-Rod. The name of the other running back's name is eluding me right now, but he was actually pretty good. McNichols was actually pretty good this year in situations. You also, but I think that he's done a great job as far as the running backs doing the running backs job over here. It would be a blow, but also I'm looking at it like, hey, my man, we need some picks. So we might have to find somebody if he does take that job, because if he's offered that job, yeah, I would tell him to take that job as well. And it's not just the picks, dude. I want people to flirt. You want to have that notion of where it's like, hey, coaches are leaving this team for good reasons. Because if you're leaving because you're getting promotions, that means that you're actually doing good on this team. That brings more coaches on to where it's like, hey, man, their reputation is a good one. I need to go over there. I could possibly get me an actual job being a coordinator or a head coaching job. Big E says, Herb, they didn't let Bill run over 180 carries. Part of why Cliff is gone. We can find another running back coach easier than coming up with 2 third-round picks. My thing is this: they didn't run it, and that is why Cliff is gone. And I'm also looking at it like this too. You had B Rob last year. B Rob in his whole entire career in Washington, well, his whole entire career period, because he's not better than McCaffrey out in the 49ers. He's never had over 800 yards. And by the way, shout out to to Ed Oliver, because he always states this. He's never had over 800 yards. So and Bill got it in his first year. Bill got over 800 yards. And honestly, this is a sidebar. I feel like I have to say this real quick. Actually, 2 sidebar things I need to get off my chest before, because that was the last topic of the day. Number one, with the whole entire situation with the offensive rookie of the year, the fact that Bill is not looked at it, and I'm not saying that he has to win, but the fact that he's not even considered to be in the running for it, like he's not one of the top rookies in the league, that bothers me. I don't give a damn if the team wasn't that good this year. Ashton Jeanty leads all rookies with rushing yards. You know who's number 2? Bill. You know who has the what's his name, most carries, yards per carry, who leads the league as far as rookies? Bill. You know who has the most touchdowns by rookie rushing this year? Bill. You have to have them in consideration. It's not like he's like Ashton Jeanty's like at 1,200 yards and everything. He's got 900 yards. He didn't crack 1,000 this year. Who was second on the list? Bill. And here's the thing: you can't even say like, "Oh my God, it's because the teams that they want." Ashton Jeanty played for the Raiders, who has the number 1 pick this year, due to their record. The Raiders. So miss me with all that mess as far as like, oh, he leads the league. He leads all rookies with what's the name now? Granted, the Pepsi rookie of the week. That's us. We voted for him. So I mean, I have to give that's on us. I give you that, because we when we vote, we vote. Well, our guy Bill deserves it. I mean, and he really, yeah. And what's it, Biggie says, Bill would have had a monster game on 13 carries. Then say next week you only get 5 carries. What the fuck? I know Lynn was probably frustrated with all that shit, to be honest. No, I think I agree with you on that one, because I mean, there's no way in hell that you just got this. You got this stallion in the back, and I mean, dude, you saw him break for 70 against the Cowboys. You saw him break. He had a great game against the what's the name? The Chargers. He's had great games this year. And for him to go ahead, he could have broke for 100 against the first game against the Giants. Had Terry held the block, he probably would have had like over 125 yards in his first game. Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. And second of all, as we end this up, I have to get this off my chest. All right. With the horn, let me go ahead and say this last one. Should we get Henderson on the list after that? Bill would be next. There are some bums on the list. Tyler, are you killing me? I don't know that guy. I got to do my research on it. But maybe I'm just not thinking about it right this second. But let me get this off my chest real quick, because I do have to get myself ready for work. The Hornside situation going on with Josh Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go ahead and critique everybody the same way. And what I mean by that, and I don't know if I may piss anybody off when I say this, the constant bullshit that's going on with the scrutiny that other quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, other quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, other quarterbacks like Burrow, other quarterbacks like Mahomes, any quarterbacks like Love, any quarterbacks like Stafford. When we go ahead and when they fuck up in the playoffs, we call them out. We call out their shit. We always talk about, and some of the things with, and I'm talking to the media when I say this. You look at a guy as far as like with Jalen Hurts, and I'm one of the main ones talking about this. So I'm even saying this as far as with myself. I'm calling out accountability. If a quarterback plays like ass, I'm going to call him out. I'm going to say they play like ass. If JD5 play like ass, I'm going to say he played like ass. There were some games this year where he played like ass. And then you have guys who are so good in this league, top five, arguably, Josh Allen was the best quarterback this year. Arguably, because you can't take away what's been going on with was taking in place in New England and LA. Drake May has had a phenomenal season. But during the playoffs, he has not been that good. You look at Matt Stafford. Throughout the season, he may be the MVP this year. But during the playoffs, he was just so-so. Now, the last couple games, he has been critical in getting the wins. So I give him credit there. But actual whole games, it hasn't been that great. It hasn't been like, oh, my God. It hasn't wowed you. Josh Allen had 4 turnovers. He is the sole reason why. Okay, I won't say sole reasons, but he is the reason why they lost that game. You look at the Hornside game, only losing by 3. 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions. It was 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles. One of them was only lost. 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles. One of them was taken away. The other way, he had 4 turnovers in that game. It was massive critical fuck ups in that game. He's to blame for that game, for them losing. So you have to go ahead and call him out on that. Him sitting there crying at the end of the day when the Hornside situation was as far as, did he throw the interception and was it a catch? Hey guys, look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The rule says that whether I think he's a catch, whether you think it's a catch, whether Des Bryant thinks it's a catch, the rules state you got to hold it and bring it down, roll over, whatever. You look at the Hornets situation that happened with Megatron years ago. We thought that play against the Lions when he came over there in Chicago, we thought it was a touchdown. He came down, ball in hand like this, and came and tapped the ground. It wasn't a catch. Backyard, it's a catch. NFL, it ain't. Turnovers or what or whatever. It was a turnover. Was it a bullshit one? Hey, maybe, but it is what it is. It was the fuck up. And not only did you fuck up once, twice, 3, you fucked up 4 times in the playoffs in this game. And you also we've been saying, oh, it was McDermott's fault for losing. It was McDermott's fault for losing. McDermott, dude, at the end of the day, you still got to go ahead and win the game. We have to stop going ahead and giving this motherfucker a pass. You can't give him a pass. If that's the case, why ain't you giving Caleb Williams the pass? Everybody was shitting on this kid when he was in USC for crying and all that other shit. But when Josh cries, oh, he's showing so much passion. Fuck all that. Let's call a spade a spade. He fucked up. When Caleb was in USC, that game where he was crying, he fucked up. It's part of the game. You criticize him, get on about your business. Josh deserves that same shit. That motherfucker threw he had 4 turnovers in a critical game. You were going into Denver against the number 1 seed, and you possibly could walk out and get to the AFC Championship. Who do you have to worry about at this point because you have the most experience in the playoffs? I don't want to hear that shit. Burrow's gone, Lamar's gone, and Mahomes is gone. I don't want to hear that shit. You fucked up. You lost. Dawkins is sitting there like he didn't. It's not his fault. Yes, the fuck it is. Look here. I understand you sticking up for your teammate. That's all well and good. That motherfucker is the reason why you're home right now. I'm looking at you, Dawkins. I'm looking at you dead in the face right now. The reason why you're at home is because of Josh. Josh fucked up. In crucial moments, he doesn't get the job done, even though he's a really good quarterback. He makes dumb decisions in crunch time. He's never won a playoff game when it comes down to it. This is not me trying to shit on him. This is just calling out facts. He's ass when it comes to. He's never won in overtime. How am I supposed to go ahead? Pressure, bust, pipes. And in Buffalo, them joints is freezing over and they about to explode. So let's call a spade a spade. That is the end of my rant for today. It's been a pleasure having you guys on. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Big E, Sean, Lil C. White, everybody who's been in the comment section blowing it up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your love and support. Please go ahead and hit that like, hit that comments. Even if you're watching on a playback, hit the comment section, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you can be abreast of what's next. Because, damn it, help me grow so I could do more. I would love that one day to be able to retire doing this shit because I love this shit. I love talking about the game. I love interacting with you guys. Also, secure the dub with W. Go on W.com so you can get your energy drinks. Put in the promo code ODBHTCC for all the 10% off of the Hornside products. Guys, it's been fun. Thank you for letting me put in your comments in the comment section. And as always, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Peace.